Okay, so you're gonna see a little like thing posting on the side of it. You might want to ignore that for a bit. It's gonna continue doing that until it just won't stop. But I have never had such a perfect PvP setup in my life because of the new January 1st update. Holy fuck, it's like the only way this thing could be better if I had Kyrie, if I was fortunate enough to get Kyrie or Xion EX, which I'm not fortunate enough to get those things. Neither are a lot of EX medals. And let me just say something, like the little disclaimer. These three are entirely RNG based. There is no guarantee that you get any of these. I just got lucky enough to pull and get some. I got Aqua and Mentis, but not Terra, even though I pulled for Terra like six, seven times. So do what you want with that. Anyway, so here is my setup that is unbelievably perfect. That it covers every single flaw. That at least I can hope. It won't cover everything, but it covers like maybe 99% of the problems. So here's how it starts off. Because I don't have Kyrie Xion EX, I don't have any other medals like that. So I have Kingdom Hearts 3 Rico, and I got him doing the Black Friday sale. I have Xion, the copy medal right here. It could be, yeah. I have Prime Olaf, which happens to fit right there, and I have Supernova HD Ventus right there with attack boost 8 max, which is pretty neat. So I have, so here's a general rule of thumb that I'm suggesting if you don't have Kyrie or Xion EX Prime yet. Use your regular EX plus Kyrie with defense boost 4 max, and a regular illustrated Kyrie that could be tier 7 or tier 6, it doesn't matter. Tier 7 star or 6 star, it doesn't matter. Just a regular one with defense boost 6. The reason why is because a lot of the medals that you already will probably have already have defense boost defense down, and unfortunately you can't copy EX plus Kyrie over and over again because it's an override, so it just won't increase. But regular EX Kyrie isn't an override, and it already has +7 strength and +6 PSM and -4. It has a lot of benefits to it, so you earn a lot. And not only that, when you get a lot of the buffs that you probably need, not all of it, but it will cover a good majority of it. You also get defense with 6 added, which will cut probably your enemy's defense by enemy's overall attack. But maybe I've noticed maybe around 10 to 12%, which is often a lot when it comes to very close. And I've won several times because I've been able to cut them down just a little bit. Also, don't be like me and be lazy on the weekend to actually make sure you max them out too with the skill level. Anyway, so I have Kyrie EX Plus and regular Kyrie EX, which already give me a lot of buffs. And then I have Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku EX Plus that gives me that lowers the enemy's defense quite a bit, and I have Xion EX to copy that. Thank you, Starlight, for having that random reverse medal right there. Then I have Olaf for a very, very specific reason. There was a very specific reason why I chose Olaf of all medals, and that is because he lasts 2 turns. He raises strength by 8 and upright and magic strength by 12 for 2 turns, which is pretty important for the next Keyblade. Because you'll notice that I don't have Xion EX Plus over here, and I'll tell you why in a second. After that, then I have Supernova HD Ventus, which is also pretty important because he has 2 turns. Because he lasts 2 turns, he lowers the enemy's upright defense by 2 turns. It's a bit insane. And also speed strength and speed defense by 2 turns by 15 tiers. So it's pretty good. He's great for 2-turn setup. Also, 140 boost. He's a ridiculous medal. He's a tier 9. He has a 15.56 multiplier. I really don't know what to say about him. Just make sure you buff the hell out of him because Jesus Christ, he is strong. He has a supernova. Don't forget to use that. Oh boy. Anyway. Alright, so now we got that. It covers all the buffs I need. I have by this medal, I'm going to have defense down, strength up, all PSM up, upright strength for the most part up. Maybe I'm missing one or two here, but that's okay. I'm gonna have upright strength down. It's amazing. It's great. It's amazing. And a lot of people have HTC on anyway, so it's great. And I have Olaf to last the next turn because he raises strength by 8 tiers, and I just need 7 more tiers to get the maxed out 15, and that's exactly what Illustrated Shown EX does. The regular tier 7, and oh boy, it's useful. I have defense boost 6, and I don't have it maxed out, but it comes in handy, believe me. So I have that. It's not a 7-star, but it's still really useful. And so because of that, my strength is already maxed out, and because I have Supernova Ventus that has minus 15 and plus 8 and upright strength and defense, and I also have Prime Olaf that raises upright strength by 12. I basically can fully invest, mostly invest entirely in negative strength, which you see what I'm doing here. Like I have negative strength, reverse strength. Sorry about that. I have reverse strength fully maxed out. So basically ranking up, making sure I buff myself up to this medal with this high score challenge medal. It's a ridiculous multiplier. Has actually it's not even on par with this. This has a higher multiplier than this, which is a high score challenge medal, and I got this just by beating the entire level. I didn't even have to win top 5,000. Anyway. Yeah, so I buffed myself up entirely using a copy medal that I have defense plus 4 max on. I copy this, which lowers the enemy's reverse strength by 14 with these two combined when it copies it, and raises it by 3 every single time I copy it. So by the time I'm up here, 2 plus 3 plus 3 equals 8. Wow, I couldn't math there. Then I use HD Antiform Sora. And that basically, which has I got lucky. I got boosted plus 1,000 strength, and then I copy that. So by the time this medal gets here, I do a metric ton of damage. It's not even funny. And then because of my regular upright strength from before, I can now use this medal, which is another high score challenge medal, which basically allows me to do even tons of more damage. This thing does an insane amount of damage, like 75 million, even with defense plus 4. So it's ridiculous. And now I have that set up. Now you're probably wondering, why didn't I use this over here? Maybe to substitute another medal. And here's the reason why. The order of the keyblades that you use are very, very important. Like, they are incredibly important from when you use them, because most likely when you're using them, the second keyblade will be knocked out. When you're using them, the second keyblade will be knocked out because people really like to use Paralysis Max or Sleep Max, which obviously takes an entire keyblade out. So if I were to use something like this, something that's powerful for this, and only for it to not like barely do anything because it got knocked out, that's, you know, pretty bad to say the least. So you don't want that to happen. So then my third keyblade, because I don't have any of my buffs from earlier because it's only 2 turns. Like this, it only lasts 2 turns. Everything else only lasts 2 turns. It's not really useful. I decided to make sure I fully buff myself here by using the exact same setup like I did here. So I got really lucky again, and I got Kyrie EX plus twice, and I got regular Kyrie, illustrated Kyrie twice as well. So I just made sure to do the exact same thing as I did before, and then defense boost 4 max and defense boost 6, and this basically provides me with all the buffs I'll need, and it sets me up for when all the other keyblades apply their buffs. Because I know I'm missing like a few strength here and there, but it's not that important, because the long run of just having multiple of, if you have almost everything maxed out, it's better than just having one thing maxed out when everything else not even touched. So besides the point, because of that, I got 2 Venituses, but I'm pretty sure you don't need 2 Venituses, honestly, because people forget that the 3 Wishes Keyblade is not like the Sleeping Lion or the other premium Keyblades. it actually has buffs. So it has a 2.1 multiplier for not a reversed metal, and a 2.5 for reverse metal. So you don't need 2 Venituses, but it'd be really useful. But what you can do is you can just instead substitute it with either Kingdom Hearts 2 Nominate, or just Kingdom Hearts 1 Nominate, HD Nominate. So you'll be fine. Just don't my damage wouldn't vary too much if I put the two together. If I switched the two out. So yeah, but I just happened to get lucky. I literally, as I was pulling these, as I was pulling for Ventus and Aqua, I managed to get another Vanitas, 7-star already. It was great, and I just got lucky. Yeah, I guess this week is I'm so good with is because I'm so lucky, and yeah, I've had atrocious luck usually, but this is the first time I've been lucky in the entire year, probably, as in like last year, because I didn't really get much beforehand, and I struggled with the game until literally as 2019 started. Anyway, so I have the standard 14 strength, 10 defense down. I have most of my attributes maxed out, almost maxed out. Everything's almost maxed out besides upright strength and upright defense. And then I copy this medal, which raises upright strength by 3 and lowers upright strength by 7 and defense by 5, which happens to line up perfectly and allows me to because I have these two give me 10. The Kyrie's give me negative 10 defense, and so I'm able to allow exactly 5 more to get the maxed out negative 15 defense for my enemy. I also get more upright strength, which is even more impressive. And then by the time I'm up to this medal, I'm basically fully maxed out, with maybe the exception of strength. But unfortunately, these medals do not increase strength. It is or defense, or they don't lower defense either, which is a bit annoying, but that's okay. Yeah. So after that, by the time I get to this medal, I'm basically fully maxed out on everything I need besides strength, and I'm just missing 1 for strength 2. I have everything maxed out from upright defense, upright strength, regular defense, really important stuff. And so when I get to this, the only thing I'm missing is, besides the magic, is not magic. I already have magic. I even got magic 2. Besides that, I now only need 1 strength, and that's okay, because 1 strength doesn't negate everything else. And believe me, this does a ton of damage too. And the only way this could be better if I got even more EX medals. Unfortunately, I'm not that lucky. I just happen the setup happens to line up this first week. I'm pretty sure later weeks it's just not gonna work out. But if you happen to have these medals or something similar to it that you can substitute it, do it. It's gonna be extremely useful for when you play this week's PvP, if this even sees anybody. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the setup. I just wanted to show it off and maybe save it for later and maybe use that as a reference, because this is like, don't be afraid, do not be afraid to use 2 turn medals and take advantage of it the next turn, because the only way that would turn out bad is if it has 2 flaws. This 3 Keyblade setup has 2 flaws, and has 2 things that can go wrong with it. One, the enemy has lowering strength. So if anyone lowers my strength with this, there's not much I can do. So if they lower my strength, that's just kind of gonna suck. But it always happens, regardless, I guess. But you gotta be watch out for that. If it happens, it happens. There's not much you can do about it. I've tried thinking about a way to avoid it, and there's not much you can do. But that's the reason why I have this set up with this the second Keyblade, because this will not happen with the third one. This will not, because I already have all my setup, my strength setup built in with the Keyblade. This is just only has 7. The only reason why I'm able to max it out, is because of this Prime Olaf. If you didn't get Prime Olaf, that's okay. Maybe you can substitute it with something else that has 2 turns, some upright strength, some regular strength. Man, all the terms in this game make me want to die. There's so many terms, it's not even funny. That's one very crucial flaw. Also, paralysis. Paralysis kills any Keyblade setup. So it's guaranteed for you to lose 1. and that it really does suck. It does suck when it happens, but that's why I don't have my supernova medals in this one Keyblade, and instead I have everything else, because if I don't want to lose as much value as I can. I want to keep all the value I can and make sure I'm prepared to basically damage control and mitigate the damage when I get something like paralysis and sleep. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's really all much I want to say. This is more of a reference for future videos, and I don't do videos like these all the time. I just got really excited and how perfect this setup seems to be. And right now my ranking is not that high. My ranking is not that high actually. It's only a 6,000, but that's because I don't buy VIP. This is an entirely free to play account. It's entirely free to play. I used to be pay to play. But like, that was the last time I paid for VIP was maybe a year and a half ago, so it doesn't really have much of an effect now. But yeah, and yeah, this is entirely play to play. I just got a bit lucky, and I'd say to not pull, but these, like, it's a really good value. There's a lot of my friends are already getting a bunch of medals that they wanted. From this banner, and it's any of those medals will just do wonders for you because of its 2-turn effects and the way it works, and you know, the multiplier increase. So, you know, do what you need. It is a very good setup. It's a wonderful setup, and I'm in 6,000, but so far I've completely demolished people. I can demolish people, even with people who have like extra attack, Sephiroth, EX, Supernova, and like have multiple of them too. It's ridiculous. I beat them because they were just because they just couldn't stand up to how well set up it is. And also the insane multipliers the thing has. I mean, it's ridiculous. And yeah. This is not foolproof. I'm pretty sure I will lose maybe like quite a few times actually, but that's just the way this game works. It's entirely RNG and I have no control over it. But I just wanted to show it off, and I'll see you guys another time. Please ignore my text messages and everything I'm doing. See ya.